Hello, welcome to another episode of the Austin Pod. My name is Anthony, the ATX drinker, and this is Rachel from 512 Bites and Rachel Lately. And we are back with another episode. Everybody's been loving the last one, the dating episode.
That was my favorite episode to record because I didn't realize it, but I gave a lot of tea. I was like, oh shit, I hope none of these men listen to the podcast.
I'm actually happy because I feel like you didn't take it too far and you still kept some secrets, so we can always do another part 2 in the future.
I mean, you know, I have so many stories. My friends, because in the episode you were like, I've been in a relationship 10 years, and then before that I was in a relationship 8 years. My friends were like, when did he start? Middle school?
I know, it's actually bad. Like, I think about how long I've been in a relationship, and sometimes people are like, oh, so you don't even know what it's like to date people. But I can say that I had a good 6 months in between both relationships where I did go on several different dates.
That's so like Pisces of you to be like a committed relationship.
I love you. First date, I love you.
I love that for you. It worked out. But yeah, I have a plethora of bad dates, so if we ever decide to do another one of those, we got it.
One thought, I want to start saying this in the beginning just because, you know, sometimes people might click away at the end of the episode. But if you do like our podcast and you do support us, please hit that subscribe button. I think it's follow on Spotify, and we are officially on iTunes.
Dude, Apple Podcasts.
I know.
Finally, people can stop complaining to me because I'm like, I don't know how to do it. So
I think that's the 3 main ones. Let us know if there's another one, but I hope that's it. If not, I don't know why you're not on Spotify, YouTube, or iTunes. Like, you should be on at least one of them.
Speaking of iTunes, this is so random, but do you remember when we had to pay $1.29 for a song?
Yes. Like, how crazy is that?
I just saw a random meme about that the other day, and I was like, damn, I was really like paying dollars for just one song to listen to it.
For Christmas, you'd be like, can I get a $25 iTunes gift card?
Yeah. The meme was like, damn, my kids are going to have endless free music to listen to for the rest of their lives. Meanwhile, ages like in my preteen, teenage years, I was given credit to buy music for Christmas every year. Yep. I was like, whoa.
Speaking of which, what do you use for music? Because I'm so intrigued. I thought like most people just use Spotify for music.
I know. You and I are so biased. We are Spotify people. I didn't realize, I thought YouTube would be the next listen to thing after Spotify, but it's Apple Podcasts.
Wow.
I did a poll and people were like, no, I literally only use Apple Podcasts. And I'm like, okay, we'll get it up there.
I will say this though, from looking into it, I think a lot of men use YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Really?
Or if it's an older person thing or what, but I found that out from talking to people as well. Like a lot of the guys will be like, yeah, I use YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it could be that because maybe you have more women followers, I'm guessing.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
But yeah, it's very intriguing.
Anyway, follow us on all of those things. There was some news in Austin. Some big news is Texas was finally recognized by the Michelin Guide. That is insane. And okay, Austin got 7 restaurants that all got 1 Michelin star. Houston got 6, and San Antonio and Dallas got 1.
That blows my mind because I remember reading Dallas has more restaurants per capita than any city.
Really?
Yeah, that was a big. You can Google that right now; it'll come up.
More than New York City?
I don't know how the whole per capita thing works.
Oh.
Just to be clear, but yeah, that's what they say. They have more restaurants per capita.
I assume these Michelin people could not go to every single restaurant.
That's probably a factor.
Like, we literally even heard about this, 3 months ago?
Yep.
I'm like, how many restaurants were you actually able to go? But just to give a quick recap, these 7 restaurants in Austin that got 1 star, which is a huge accomplishment, is Barley Swine, which both Anthony and I have been to, did their tasting menu, great for a date spot. They have been around in Austin as long as I've lived here. Like, they are amazing, very farm to table, nice food, great staff service. I love them.
I highly recommend them.
Yeah. And second, the only sushi restaurant now in Austin with 1 Michelin star is Craft Omakase. This is where you'd go if you want very traditional style sushi. Like, you're not going to find crazy out there sushi rolls like you will at places like Sushi Bar. But yeah, this is the only sushi place that got a star.
Like a tasting, or how does it work?
Yeah, it's omakase, so it's 22 courses and only 12 seats.
Do you remember the price, any chance?
I think it's $175 per
Okay.
person, which 22 courses is actually a lot. I get full around like 15
Wow.
courses, and my boyfriend would probably say he gets full around maybe by 18 or 19. Yeah, you do get full from these.
Okay.
People were surprised that I think it's called Suke Edame. Sorry if I really mispronounced that, but it's another omakase place in Austin that people are saying they got robbed, like they should have gotten a star. Apparently they're the creme de la creme, and it's so hard to get into that place that even I have never been, and I hopefully one day will be able to go. But anyway, back to this list. Also on the Michelin guide for 1 star is Hestia, Olame. Olame is like a Southern fare
Yeah, I'm not familiar with
restaurant.
that one.
I went for the first time like a few months ago, and I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of a forgettable experience for me.
Okay.
So I don't know if maybe I ordered the wrong things or if it was just an off day, but I was on it. That was the only one on this list that I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
But everyone else I know says they love it, so that's just my own experience.
And I'm also a Hestia fanboy.
Hestia's so good.
It's so good. Steaks over a wood fire. They have this crazy dessert. I wish I pulled it up because I didn't realize we were going to talk about them specifically, but they have like 2 desserts that you have to try. When my mom was in town, I brought her there. When Jeremiah came in town, I brought him there. Because whenever I think like, where can I bring you that's, upscale and different, Hestia always comes to mind.
I highly recommend it. It's downtown. It's also the same owners as Emmer and Rye, which also got a mention, and also the same owners as Kanji, which I've talked about on this podcast multiple times. They are the ones that I think got snubbed on this list. Like, I'm like, Hestia's great, but Kanji's so good.
So I just finally went to Kanji, and it was fantastic.
You did?
Yeah.
Did you get the jerk chicken?
Yeah.
Did you love it?
It was good. It's actually really spicy. I was like,
I know.
Yeah.
It's actually spicy, which is what I look for.
And then I forgot what it was. It's bread. They have
Yes,
oh
the
my God.
roti.
It was so fantastic.
It's so good.
So
it's
I
like
live like walkable. I'm going to go back.
It's like a buttery, flaky tortilla.
My
but
mouth is starting to water.
I can't wait till I go back someday. Actually, you know what? I take it back. I'm glad Kanji is not on this Michelin guide list because then the wait to get in, the reservations would be insane.
True.
Just like when they were announced on the New York Times best restaurants in the U.S.
Well, give it a year or two. We're going to have the Austin Pod's official top 5 restaurants, top 5 bars.
Period. And then this was the biggest surprise to me. I literally thought Michelin Guide was just for fancy places, but there are 3 barbecue spots on this list that got 1 star, and none of them are Franklin's
That's wild.
or Terry Black's. But we got Interstellar Barbecue, La Barbecue, and Leroy and Lewis. Have you been to either of them?
Yes, multiple times besides Interstellar. I've never been to Interstellar. I still have to get there. But Leroy and Lewis was one of my favorite barbecue spots, and La Barbecue. I've gone to both of them over 5 times each.
I still haven't been to the brand new brick and mortar
Me
Leroy.
neither. I've only been when they're at Cosmic.
Same.
Yeah.
It's been years though, and now I'm like, damn, I should have gone before this list came out. And I can't speak for Interstellar Barbecue though. It's fantastic.
Okay.
Obviously a drive for you and me, but it's worth it.
I was saying that La Barbecue's on a roll right now. They just won, no pun intended, on a roll. They just won Best Burger in Austin on like somebody's list. Dua Lipa was just there, and like that blew them up. Everybody was going crazy about that. And then now they got a Michelin star.
They're killing it. And I know they had a really hard year, I think last year, with like a death in the family.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like so happy for them that they are just on the come up. It's been a long time coming. I mean, they've been popular for years, but
Yeah.
this is incredible. And then I didn't know this, but the Michelin Guide to Austin, you can also get a Bib Gorman Award, which means it's exceptional value, and you get like incredible value for how much it cost.
Oh, okay.
So basically, like the most bang for your buck. And I think they did a great job. I love all these places they listed. We got KGBBQ, La Santa Barbacha, places that we have talked about on this podcast. Quantos Tacos, Franklin's is here, Veracruz, Ramen del Barrio, Odd Duck, Nixta, briskets, a lot of barbecue. I'm really glad that they like are able to recognize that.
What we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This also made me feel so justified because I get comments like Austin is not a foodie city. Like the food here sucks. And I'm like, no, it doesn't.
I was going to make that comment. I think the people who live here, a lot of people just love to hate, like in general. And the fact that Austin just won the most Michelin stars in all of Texas, what's up?
Out of every other Texas city, I literally thought Houston was going to get so many. And then I saw that and I was like, like, that's crazy. And some Houston foodie responded to my stories and they were like, Houston got robbed, but they'll be back. And I'm like, maybe they did. Maybe they were like, there's too many restaurants here.
True.
But yeah, huge congrats to all these places. There was also like, I didn't know there were so many awards you could get, but there was also this awards of like, these places are above average. A lot of recognizable names on here, like Dip Dip Dip, Tatsuya, Este, Jeffrey's, Joe's Bakery, La Condesa, Lenoir. I've been to and Terry Black's. I've been to a lot of these, but never. There's one on here that a lot of people were in my DMs saying it wasn't that great. And it's that place on South Congress, Mayday.
Oh, yeah.
Have you been there?
I've been there once.
Did you eat the food?
I don't remember eating the food. I think I just had some cocktails, and the cocktails were fine.
I did hear the drinks are good there.
Okay.
But people said as far as food goes that it was good, but Michelin good?
I know, I'm surprised.
Me too. I haven't been, so
we got to try it then.
I know. I'm like, now I need to go. But yeah, huge congrats to all these restaurants that made the list and got recognition. I think that's incredible and gives us like now we both can officially say we've been to a Michelin star restaurant.
I know.
Isn't that crazy?
That's really cool.
I've never been able to say that before, so I'm like,
Funny enough, I'm actually going to Dallas tomorrow, and I was doing some research on the best bars and restaurants I should go to, and I got 2 people that said I should go to Rye in Dallas.
Okay.
And then after clicking on their Instagram, I found out that they got a Michelin star.
Oh, the only one then?
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I found out that like somebody I know here does their PR for them, and they're like, "Oh, we'd love to have you come out to there."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. So I get to check that out tomorrow as well.
Damn. Okay, you got to let me know if it's worth it.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest Austin news this week. People were very excited about it. Can I just say that I was right? I had some predictions for Michelin stars, and I was right about 2 of them. I said Kraft Omakase and Barley Swine would get one, and I was right.
I was in agreement with the barley wine one. That was one that I was like, oh, obviously. Because if you go there, it's such a full experience. Mm-hmm. And every single plate that came out was different, unique, and amazing.
Yes, I think it's super good. And Kraft Omakase, I posted about them in like the spring when they first opened. Nobody cared because they were like, it's just another omakase place. And I'm like, no, but it's really quality. Yeah. It's good. And nobody cared. And now they have a Michelin star. And I'm like, now everyone cares. And I'm like, all right.
Well, that's an interesting point because I just went to Loudmouth Pizza, a new pizza spot in East Austin. And there was like a couple comments underneath that were like, great, another pizza place.
Fair.
And it feels that way. But you still have to give it a shot because these other places are going to be better or worse than the spots that are here. So, personally, I love it. That location's great. I'm blanking on what used to be there before. Do you remember? It's on the tip of my tongue.
It was like Rosedale.
Yes. Rosewood. Rose.
Something Rose.
Oh, it's so bad. I love this. Somebody DM'd me last week, and they were like, sometimes when you guys forget stuff, specifically me, because I forget stuff all the time because I drink as much as I do. He's like, I'm yelling at the YouTube to be like, you should be saying this, or it's this.
Oh, that's so funny.
And he was like, one day I hope you guys have like a producer, and I want to be that person that I can stand behind the camera and just help. Like when you're trying to
literally.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, maybe one day.
You're hired if you can work for free.
Yeah, exactly.
So you loved it.
So I loved it. They had wood fire pizzas. They had decent buffalo wings. They're still like in the soft opening stage. Couldn't believe it. What really blew me away though was the cocktails.
Okay.
I mean, it could have been its own cocktail bar by itself with how good the cocktails were.
Which was your favorite?
They had their version of an old fashioned, and I'm a whiskey guy, but it was very unique. It had a little bit more nuttiness to it that was like really enjoyable. They had a frozen painkiller, which sometimes I don't like because they're too heavy. And I think they added like coconut milk in it, so it was a little more light than usual.
That sounds heavy to me.
No, like instead of like I guess cream or something else, it was like no, it was balanced. Maybe they don't put too much of it in there.
Okay, fair.
But delicious. That was a frozen.
How would you rank the pizzas? Like, is it in your top 5 now or not quite?
So I'm gonna admit that I messed up, and I'm never the type to complain about this because this is my fault. But I was taking some pictures and I took some videos like inside, and then I came back and then the pizza was kind of cold. And that's my fault. Like I don't know, so I got to try it fresh again.
So it wasn't great when you had it because it was cold.
It kinda, but it was also like I could tell it was a good made pizza, a well made pizza.
Okay.
But I'm like, being a cold pizza doesn't help it, So I was like, oh, this is my fault. I can't wait to come back. Everything else I was like really blown away by. And I have a feeling that pizza is really good when you eat it fresh. This is funny because this is like a typical influencer story.
I know. That's one of the struggles of being a foodie. I'm like, you just said my life.
But I will say, like, I was laughing. I'm not going to complain because no influencer has the right to complain that your food's cold when you're just on your phone the entire time. Like,
yeah, fair.
But overall, I highly recommend it. Check it out. It's right now it's not busy, so you can get over there. And
I need to go to Loudmouth. It's by the same people that do Paperboy, y'all. But I still haven't been to Palm Pizza, which is from the same people that do Bufalina, except it's New York style. And people said that's really great. And I don't know. I'm just waiting until I'm really craving pizza, but Loudmouth and Palm is on my list.
My friend was raving about Palm Pizza. But one of the biggest things I've heard about them, Samatero, La Volta, is like once you get it in the box and bring it home, the dough just doesn't like last as long. It gets steamy in the box. It kind of ruins the pizza.
Oh.
A lot of these places are really good when you eat it fresh there.
100%.
So I'm going to do that with Palm.
That's so true. Random, speaking of pizza, but the place that we've recommended on this podcast like multiple times, Nacos, they're closing. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I saw that they were like, this is our last week at Little Drinks or whatever. I didn't know that they were closing. I thought they were just looking for a new place.
I think he might sell it.
Okay.
But it's still up in the air.
Oh, man.
I'm pretty sure it's closing. So that was sad. Also, Irene's announced they're closing.
Officially.
Have you ever been there?
Yeah.
So they've been here. They opened in 2016, and people loved it when it first hit the Austin scene. And like, I remember we were there a lot for brunch. They became popular for their frosé, their brunch, and they started doing drag brunch and bachelor nights. And I fear it's their time now, I guess. Like, it's not profitable, I assume. They didn't mention like condos are going up or anything. So yeah, RIP to Irene's.
Yeah, somebody said it was like the OG Instagrammable sign.
Oh my gosh. Probably with the it was the time when like that greenery with the neon cursive was super popular. Yeah, I think they were one of the first.
So cool.
That's crazy. And then in also news, have you ever heard of this place, Nando's?
No, I haven't.
Okay, you're about to see it all over Instagram. Nando's grilled chicken has opened a location in Mueller. They have like 50K followers on Instagram, and people were like really hyped up about this.
Where are they from?
I don't know. I should have looked that up before. But
because I think I saw somebody post about it and I just scrolled past it.
Yeah, I've already seen like 4 of the big Austin accounts post about it. And I'm like, damn, guess I gotta go. So if anyone knows anything about Nando's, let us know.
Nando's Peri Peri or something.
Yeah.
Interesting. And it's grilled chicken, so not fried chicken.
It looks good.
There's mac and cheese on here.
Just based on the photos from their Instagram, I was like, I'm starving.
Okay. I'm definitely going to try that out. And I live 10 minutes to Mueller.
Okay. Yeah.
Which I just went to Alamo Draft House. I've been going to the Mueller location, which is really cool.
It's a nice location.
Yeah. They have the bar inside, and then somebody was doing comedy, I think he said. It's like every Friday night and Sunday around brunch time. So they'll do like brunch and comedy hour.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I didn't know they did that. I know they have that room, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Mueller actually, like, I wouldn't want to like be there all the time, but it's kind of like a cool spot to visit from time to time, depending on what you're going for.
I think it's super cute, especially if you have kids. There's that like neighborhood right next to Mueller that people like walk to. So if I lived in that area when I had kids, I'd be like there all the time.
Yeah.
Mueller Lake Park is also a very nice walk around a lake on a nice day.
I agree.
And then real quick, I finally went to Traveler's Lounge,
Oh, I wanted to hear this. So
the double-decker bar
Yeah.
that you posted about, and I was like, I need to go. And it was super cute.
Right?
I really liked the vibe. Cocktails, I liked 2 of them and I disliked 2 of them.
Okay.
So I literally thought I was gonna hate that Jello mezcal
It's crazy, right?
spoon thing. I was like, Anthony said this was good. I was telling my boyfriend, and I'm like, he better not been fucking lying to me. And I tried it, and I was like, okay, this is really good. No, it was for me. Like, I love mezcal, and it was like eating a Jello shot.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
But like a high
It's
quality Jello
liquidy
shot.
and high quality. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're super talented. So the ones that you didn't like, was it because they just weren't your flavor profile, or you thought they were actually bad made cocktails?
Possibly they weren't my flavor profile.
Okay.
I think one was gin, and it was just too much. And the other one was like that bright neon green one.
Yes.
It tasted like candy,
Yeah,
so it was
like
too
a
sweet.
apple, like a sour apple or
Yes.
something like that.
So that was too sweet for me. And the gin one, it was like the cloud that they pour over it.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Did you like that?
Yeah, I did like
Do you,
that one.
do you do?
I've been really getting into gin though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. I don't know. I've had gin cocktails that I'm like, oh, this is good, but this one just was a miss for me.
Okay.
So I did like the pineapple bubbly one.
Oh, that's the one I was thinking, not the cloud one.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that one's wild. They put like there's like dry ice in the bottom or something.
Yeah, I like that one.
That was delicious.
I don't think my boyfriend liked any of them.
Oh god.
So I'm just like, I guess we're not coming back here. But it was a cool experience. I recommend it if you want something like different to do. This is crazy. There were like 6 22-year-olds sat right next to us.
What?
Yeah, upstairs in that bar, and it's a tiny bar, y'all. Like, you are kind of right next to other people. And this group of 22-year-olds was right there. And these cocktails are not cheap. So I'm just like, what are y'all doing here? Like, when you were 22, were you going to nice cocktail bars?
Unless they're just people with money in the city that moved here or something like that.
I don't know. I could tell they were like UT seniors.
Because you do need money to go to UT.
True. And it just like took me back. I felt like I was watching like me and my friend group at 22, except we were never at fancy cocktail bars. Like, we were on West 6 every weekend. Yeah. But the way they spoke to each other, and the girls were just like, yap, 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 yap. And the guys, I overheard one girl ask the waitress, which of these cocktails has the highest alcohol and alcohol percentage? And then she said whatever cocktail she said, and the girl was like, okay, I'll get that one.
That's so funny.
Yeah, and the guys were like, oh, make that 4 or whatever.
So I guess they are concerned about the money a little bit, because they're like, if we're going to get one of these expensive drinks.
Oh, exactly. And I was like, oh, wow, I remember when I was like that.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be like, just whatever has the highest alcohol. And then one girl saw me eating the Jello shot thing, and she was like, what did you get? And I'm like, oh, it's like a Jello thing. It's fun. I like it. And she was like, I'll have what she's having. And I'm like, oh, girl, this is mezcal. I know your 22-year-old ass does not like mezcal. And sure enough, she was like, she ordered it. And I saw her take a bite, and she was like she passed it off to the guy next to her. And she was like, you can have it. And she didn't like it.
That's so funny to me. I didn't think about that aspect. Like, I'm at a point now where I've drank so much. My, I guess, taste buds is so complex that I think what I like, everybody's going to like.
Yeah.
And I forget that I'm at like in a world that I taste things differently now.
Oh, true. That's true.
Yeah, so like if I told you like, oh, try this whiskey, it's giving me notes of carrot cake or whatever.
Ooh.
Like I'm getting creaminess, nuttiness, this. Like I'll find that. But I'll give it to somebody else and they'll be like, oh, it tastes like alcohol. Oh. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, I didn't think about that.
You do have probably a more refined palate. Most of my girlfriends do not like mezcal. I
love mezcal.
As you should. It's delicious. Yeah, I think it's good. But anyway, it was just very bizarre watching these kids at this cocktail bar. And then they're all leaving, and they were so loud, obviously. They're 22. And one guy is like chugging this nice cocktail that was almost full. And he was like, he saw us like looking at him, and he was like, "Oh, sorry, you got to see me like this. I got to finish it because I paid for it, and can't leave any drink undrunk." And I don't know if you're like this, but if you don't like a drink, do you feel the pressure to finish it?
Oh my God. I just remembered I met Matthew McConaughey. We have to talk about that because he asked me that question.
He did?
Yeah.
That same question?
Yeah.
Am I Matthew McConaughey? No, I'm kidding.
You guys think alike. But
Wow.
Kelsey doesn't. And I would say most of the time I don't.
You don't.
Not finish it.
Oh, so you're going to finish it.
Well, I guess you make a good point. So you said if I don't like it.
Yeah, if you don't like
Okay.
it, will you
'Cause
finish it?
I was thinking with my lifestyle. I get so many I'll go to a bar for a new opening. They're like, here's our whole full menu so you can try them all. And I'm like, I can't drink all of these.
Right.
But I still feel guilty and I will go through a lot of them.
Okay, no, I meant like
It's
you're going to a
disgusting.
bar on your own and you
No.
got to drink. You
I
don't
won't
like
finish
it.
it.
You won't finish it.
I won't finish it.
And that is the adult thing we do now because we are like, if I'm not enjoying this, why would I keep drinking it?
Yeah.
But at 22, when you just spent $20 plus on a cocktail, that kid was chugging it. And I just like watched him and it was just
That's
so
funny. Kelsey does that though,
funny.
and like we've had to have conversations about it because
Oh, you were like, you don't have to finish it.
because she will literally like we'll leave, and I've seen her like our group's walking out, and she picks up the drinks.
Oh, damn.
So
She's
it's
a
like
real
it's
one.
good and bad. Like sometimes I'm like, okay, girl, you're taking it too far.
She's getting her money's worth.
But I'm
Well,
also
your
like,
money's
who
worth.
else can I be with that will do this? That's why she fits my life. Like to drink,
100%.
to date the ATX drinker.
Even if she doesn't like it?
I don't think if she doesn't like it, she probably won't drink it. But there's not a lot of things she doesn't like.
Okay. I really just felt like I was watching a time machine and it was Traveler's Lounge.
Yeah.
I was literally in a time machine.
I mean, right? That's why I said about them. The experience is really cool. The service is really good.
Yeah.
The bartenders are talented. I know you're saying some of the drinks you're tossed up on, but if you get a chance to like talk to the bartender, which I did, he's like he knows everything there is.
He was really nice.
Yeah.
I will say my friend told me she thinks, because I was like, why were these 22-year-olds so far east away from downtown? Like, we didn't do that when we were that age. And she was like, I think it's Instagram. Because when we were 22, like,
That's a good point.
Instagram wasn't videos of like, here's the coolest bars that you should go to. And now that's pretty much what the internet in general is.
Mm-hmm.
So now these kids are seeing like cooler places to go other than just West 6, which is what me and my friend group did at the time.
It's 100% what it is.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
And even I will say East Austin is changing. It's like East 6th Street used to be more like chill, laid back, hipsterish, people with tattoos, smoking a cigarette. And now if you go to East 6th Friday night, it's like there's a line outside of Lucky Duck with nothing but people from West 6.
That's true. Yeah. E6 is like kind of the new West 6.
It kind of is, or the people from Rainey. I don't know.
Yeah. But tell us right now about meeting Matthew
I can't believe I
McConaughey.
even I was like, what did I even do this last week? Like I every week,
Bro.
Because also I drink, so like half of this stuff is a blur the next day.
Yeah, tell me how you got there to begin with. Like,
Okay,
what
so-
is this?
Sorry, I'm a little excited because I even asked somebody like, if you could meet any celebrity, who would it be? And my response was, it's Matthew McConaughey. I know people have some opinions on him. Personally, he's like one of my idols. One, I'm a huge movie fan. So Interstellar is like my second favorite movie of all time, to The Dark Knight. Two, I think he's very inspiring. Like he talks about life in a different way where it's like when you're going to have struggles, he talks about how he gets out of it. He talks about the things you have to do to be successful. So he's very motivational to me. And I've watched a lot of like his YouTube interviews and things like that.
Did you read his book?
I started it, but I haven't finished it.
You're like, this is boring. But it's actually really good.
It is good.
It is.
Yeah.
His audiobook also, he reads it to you. And I'm like, this is very soothing.
That's cool. Is that all right?
Yeah, recommend it. Green Lights is what it's called.
So yeah, I was at Nickel City, and one of the new reps for Pantalones, his new tequila that he's releasing, bumped into me. He's like, "Oh my God, ATX drinker," and I'm like, "Yo, I didn't know you worked for Pantalones." And I'm like, "Listen, usually big brands like this, like tequila, we're gonna have to partner for money. It's like if you can get me in front of Matthew McConaughey, I would be more than happy to just promote Pantalones, just to do that. Like that's like a game changer." And I'm not talking out like one of those things where you like stand in line and then take a picture with a celebrity. And then I hate that type of stuff. Like I want it to be a genuine
Conversation.
meet. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he texted me and was like, "We're doing a private pregame for UT," and there was like less than 30 people there. It was 9 a.m., which for me to go out Friday night, I was like, I got to wake up early for this. So I got like 5 hours of sleep the night before, and we're drinking cocktails at like 9 a.m. And yeah, less than 30 people. And then he showed up. He did like a presentation. They brought in a guy from TV. He was like on a couple Netflix shows for making cocktails. I got to look up which one it was. But he did a presentation where he made like 3 cocktails with the Panama Rosé tequila. Matthew some like toasting things. And then pretty much just like hung out with the people that were there.
Wow.
And the guy who brought me like walked me over to like introduce myself. And it's funny, I've now met several celebrities from this.
You are the king of getting that celebrity photo.
I know.
It's crazy.
So I'm like getting better at it, but I'm still not at my peak.
Okay.
So like my goal was to be cool, just have a conversation with him. But then I did realize after like I kind of ignored what he said and just moved on. And it was the question you asked. So like I was like, so I review bars and cocktails in Austin. And he's like, oh, you got great job security then. And I just went to my next thing. I just started talking about something else. And now I have it on video because somebody recorded me when I was talking to him. And I was like, damn it, why did I just ignore what he said? And it was such a good line to say, like, I have great job security because there's so many bars in Austin. I'm never going to run out of like ways to make money. But anyway, so after, and then I was just talking to him and he's like, so tell me this. And he like steps in. And in the video, it looks like he's like being intimidating to me. But that's just how he talks.
He did step into you. I saw that on your video and I was like,
I noticed
he's
that
like,
after.
we're going to fight.
Yeah, but in person, it was more comforting. Like,
Yeah.
He was just talking to me. And that's what he said. He's like, so tell me, how often do you just pick it, sip it to try it, and put it back down? And I thought he was saying, like, do I drink too much in my head? Because I was nervous. I'm talking to Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, 100%.
But he was just saying, you have to drink a lot. Do you just, like, try the cocktail so you can review it and move on? And I was like, I'm patient, but I probably do drink too much. And I was like, I didn't even answer his question.
No, you didn't answer it.
And I could see his face was like, okay, he's kind of not listening to me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I hate that I have it on camera because now I rewatch it, but it's amazing. And I honestly have a weird feeling I'm going to bump into him more in the future. So now I planted that seed to be like, I'm the ATX drinker, and he's going to be like, you're that drink guy, right?
Oh, true.
So yeah, we talked a little bit more after that, and then he was like, yeah, let's take a picture. My buddy was with me. He got a picture.
Oh, that's so nice.
And it was a great overall interaction.
I heard only you and one other Austin influencer got invited.
And I don't even know who the other one was. I was looking around. I was like, I don't recognize anybody here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Where was it?
It was like literally, do you know where the stage is for Still Austin?
Yeah.
Yeah, right behind there,
okay.
like down like an alleyway. So it was like
Damn.
hidden off.
Okay.
There was a couple like bystanders that like walked by the tent and then they saw and then they stopped.
That's crazy.
And there was this one lady acting crazy. She kept going, Matthew. And it sounded like she was crying. And yeah, she was like, Matthew, please look over here.
Oh.
And it was really like awkward. And then at one point he was just like,
oh,
and then went back to talking to people.
Being a celebrity of that caliber must be so annoying.
Everywhere.
Leaving your house.
Yep.
Yeah, I totally get why some celebs come off as like a bitch or a douchebag. And it's because like they can't get any privacy or anyone talking to them like a normal person. It's just people screaming at them. I get why Chapel Roan like went off the deep end with that. Like I'm like, you know what? I would be the same way.
Yeah.
Doesn't he also have a whiskey brand?
He used to promote Long Branch with Wild Turkey, but that deal is done.
Oh.
So now he moved on to creating his own tequila.
They did not want to re-sign that contract. Pantalones, isn't that pants?
Yeah, so I heard multiple things about it. I really like the way he's marketing it.
Tell me.
But he was like, one, it's so good that your pants end up coming off at the end of the night.
I mean, don't they come off every night?
Yeah, exactly. I think he means it in a different way, though.
I know.
He said something else about it as well, which is something about like we have to put our pants on every day. I don't want to misquote him. But his toast was incredible. He was toasting, he was like the Blanco, which is like a not aged tequila. And he was like, this is to toast like our children because they're the future. And then he was talking about the aged tequila. And he's like, this is to our parents because they're the ones that raised us. And if it wasn't for them, we weren't here. The way he just talks is just magnificent. Like, I just love him so much.
I commend you for being able to have a conversation with him because I would just be like, I loved your book, and then I'd run away.
And he was like I said, overall, I'm telling you guys a little inside. This is like behind the scenes, how I felt it was awkward. But really in the moment, like it went great. And like he was so comforting the way he talked to me. And my buddy was like, I can't believe that just happened. Like it was such a good moment.
That's pretty dope.
So yeah.
Damn. I guess you've met so many. Of all the celebrities you've met, is this the number one?
I'm going to say it's tied.
With Post Malone.
With Post Malone. So I met my favorite musician. He's like in my top 3 favorite actors. It's like Tom Hardy, Leonardo DiCaprio, him, and probably Ryan Reynolds too.
Oh, I have Leonardo's number if you want to.
Oh, please.
No, once I turned 25, he deleted me. So.
Well, I think we said this on another podcast, but who's the guy that follows you?
Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell, which I love that.
That's the only cool thing about me. It's just that Glenn Powell follows me.
Whoever knows Glenn Powell, I'm sure there's one listener that listens to this. Get him in touch with us. Have him do a guest appearance.
What do you mean? I have his Instagram.
Oh yeah, you can just message.
No, imagine. He probably I don't know. Okay, it's one thing that he followed like my food account, but he also followed my personal account, and I was just like, "What's going on?"
Because you partially got him when he wasn't huge.
He had less than 1 million followers at the time. That's crazy.
That is crazy. And now
Maybe.
he's like a main Hollywood star.
He is like the new Matthew McConaughey to
Yeah.
me, which good for him.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be at the college game day thing I did a couple weeks ago.
That would have been so cool.
But he wasn't.
Would you have been like, you follow me, right?
I think I would have.
Yeah.
I would have been a psycho and been like, oh, I think you're one of my followers. No, I'm kidding.
And then he's like, well, who's the guy sitting behind you? You're like, oh, this is my boyfriend. Anyway.
Literally. He would hate that. That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm so glad you got to have that experience. Damn. Should we go into the topic of today?
Yeah, I mean, that was like a long intro, but I felt like all of it was interesting, the Michelin star stuff, and then that was a pretty cool story. So I don't think what we have for our topic today is a very long topic.
Yeah, it's basically all the things for to do this Christmas season. We'll try to keep it high level because there's really so much you could do.
Yeah. One is keep it in categories because I know one category will be bars.
Okay.
What other? Do you want to do activities first? Jump into that first?
I would love to start with bars just because I think bars also kind of
Yeah.
are activities in this sense
Okay.
too. My number one pick would have to be Lala's Little Nugget.
Great.
They also have a South location this year. Have you been to it yet?
Not yet. I'm dying to go. I saw the Instagram and everything. It looks
Same.
fantastic.
Yeah.
For those that aren't familiar, Lala's is an all-year Christmas bar.
Yeah.
And one of my biggest tips, I know it's a holiday season, you're going to miss it, but they do a 6 months in mid-year Christmas event
Oh, yeah.
where they count down, and at midnight, the entire bar toasts and cheers to halfway to Christmas.
True. I also like that the North location is kind of divey, pool table, rinky-dink chairs. I love it.
I was thinking that driving here, I'm like, can you be a dive bar if you're a newer bar?
Well, the South one I think is nicer. It looks
Okay.
nice, but their North location has been there forever, and it looks divey to me,
Yeah,
which is a compliment.
100%.
Gibson Bar is also one of the top picks. They go all out with decor, just like they do for Halloween, and they do the Christmas cocktails. It really is a nice time. Actually, 2 years in a row for my birthday, because they always do it late November, I would go to 1618 Fusion for my birthday dinner, and then afterwards we'd go to Gibson Street Bar because I wanted to see the Christmas decor. It's so homey and pleasant and just a great time.
I agree. That's a great spot. They do it right for Halloween, and then Christmas is another big one. Really, they're actually one of the best cocktail bars in Austin, and then the fact that they decorate for the holiday season just makes it great.
What would be on your list for best Christmas bars?
My number one recommendation, and I know you guys hear this a lot, but it's going to be Sippin' Santa at Nickel City.
I literally knew you were going to say that.
I mean, there's not an inch of their walls or their ceiling that's not decorated there. Also, Nickel City is my favorite bar in Austin, Texas.
Right. Their drinks, the tiki Christmas drinks, I
Yeah.
do like them. They're good.
They have little Christmas shots. They use Flor de Caña rum in a lot of their drinks, which is really cool. That's when I went to Nicaragua to go there. Mm-hmm. But once again, a fair warning: if you want to enjoy it and not be freaked out by how crazy it is, go during the weekdays because it's packed on the weekend. If you go on the weekend, it's hard to move around in there. It can be hard to order drinks. But if you stop in on a Thursday night, you can actually go in there, enjoy yourself, and not be there too long. The other thing is I know they'll let you reserve tables, I believe, online. I have to look into how do you do that. maybe you just DM them or something, but they'll let you reserve like a 5-person table or whatever.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Also popular for Christmas time is people love these igloos that you can rent and get drinks. And in the igloos, they'll usually have like game boards and a little record player to play some Christmas music.
Cool.
And you can order Christmas snacks or s'mores or charcuterie board. And I know for sure they do it at the Fairmont Hotel, Utopia Hotel at the rooftop, and Hotel Van Zant, which is on Rainy, basically. And hopefully it will have some cooler weather by then, because nothing sucks more than sitting in an igloo, like when it was like 80 degrees and we're trying to drink Christmas cocktails.
I know.
I'm like, this is lame.
That's the only thing that does stink is like holiday season is best when it snows, but
But we live in Texas. Yeah. Lefties also goes all out with their Christmas decor. That's on East 6.
That's a great one. I mean, they're like on year 3, I think, of starting doing this decorating thing. Obviously, we talked about this on the last episode. One of the number one ones out there is going to be Miracle on Fifth Street.
Yeah.
Our only complaint about that one is it's just very costly.
It's so expensive. It's so pretty, though. I think in terms of decor, they have the best decor.
Yeah, so they can do it because they probably get enough business.
Yeah.
It's 2 stories. You can order snacks. It goes through like this whole building, so there's like multiple rooms.
They also have a ski shot bar. So you can, I think it's 5 shots or 4 shots on a ski slope, and then you can order at the bar and then take it with your friends. It's, I don't know, it's fun.
For people who would want to check this out, this is also another one of my favorite bars in Austin. Kitty Cohen's does a Hanukkah pop-up this Thursday starting December 3rd to January 2nd. A lot of these bars are going to January 2nd because into the new year, no reason to like get rid of it then. That's another great one. They've been doing that for years as well.
I feel like also on that same exact street, Cavalier Bar and Murray's are also going to like deck out for Christmas.
Yeah.
I could just see Murray's doing it.
Murray's definitely is going to do some stuff. That feels like they're like a New York bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would look really cute and cozy inside their place.
Also, I'll give a shout out to the Cavalier, which is like right there. They don't get talked about enough, honestly. They have one of the best happy hours in Austin, Texas. They used to have deviled eggs. I don't know if it's still on the menu. But they do decorating for a lot of the holidays and events. Check out the Cavalier if you haven't been. Like, it gives you a neighborhood vibe, but really, really underrated bar food and cheap drinks. I know Austin nowadays is like super expensive drinks. The Cavalier has very affordable drinks.
I do love the Cavalier. They have a great happy hour as well.
Yeah.
And good wings too.
Really good wings.
Yeah. I also found out this year upstairs at Caroline's is doing a Naughty or Nice theme, which is a rooftop. I like that place because they have games and also good happy hour deals, decent tacos, nothing crazy, but there's food there. And Azul Rooftop is, I think that is where the fake snow is.
Okay.
Every year. Yes. And they're doing a Yuletide theme this year, and that's where you can see like it snows every hour on the hour, starting at like 6 p.m. That's the closest we're gonna get to snow.
That's cool.
So, yeah, and it's a cute like rooftop view. And then Zanzibar is doing a holiday hideaway this year. Don't know what that looks like, but I've actually liked Zanzibar for their tiki drinks, so I bet it will be cool.
Another recommendation I have for the Christmas time is going to be the Dead Rabbit. I went last year to their New York location, and they deck it all out with decorations. If you want that like city feel, like you're in the city for Christmas. I know they say that like in songs for Christmas songs. They're like, "We're in the city."
Oh yeah, true.
They give you that like classy vibe for a Christmas time night out. So it's like when you have your big winter coat on and you just go somewhere and take it off and it's warm inside. They really, if you haven't been yet, they do great cocktails. Like they're not just an Irish pub. They do the cocktails right, and they're going to have some Christmas drinks on their menu as well. So Dead Rabbit, downtown Austin.
I literally have not like eaten or drank there yet. I've just stepped in to see what it looked like.
I was going to ask you.
I know it's on my list. I'm never in that area.
Yeah.
It's Dirty Six.
Yeah.
Like, if you see me on Dirty Six, come up to me and be like, "Are you okay? Like, are you being kidnapped?"
I wouldn't be surprised if you're like, it was all right. But I think you have to go in knowing what it is. Like,
Well, I like Irish food.
yeah, so you'll probably like that.
I'm not an Irish coffee girl, I'll admit, but you said
They have a good Irish coffee.
they have a plethora of like good cocktails.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You're going to find something.
I'm
But
sure.
It's more of like you have to know it's a downtown place. Like,
Yeah, for
don't
sure.
go in there thinking you're going to get like a dive bar vibe or something.
Yeah.
It's going to be like that.
That's true. I still need to go to Kelly's too, to be honest.
Oh,
I know.
Kelly's is one of, if you asked me to be like, what's your top 10 favorite bars? I think I would throw Kelly's on there just because it feels like home. The owner's always so nice to me. The food's so good.
Someday. Also, Cosmic Saltillo is doing Christmas cocktails this
I
year.
think that starts today, actually. So,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So Anthony said he went last year and that it was very decked out,
yes.
very pretty.
It's like this tiny room. So if you go to Cosmic Saltillo, they have like their outside patio, which is really nice. And then they have the inside area. But if you go to the steps, and I don't know if you've been yet, but there's like this little rooftop area, which has really good views of the city because it's like where the train is. And then you can see the city in the distance. But halfway up the steps, there's this like little secret room. You usually won't miss it. It's not like that hidden. But if you don't know about it, a lot of people are like, oh, I didn't even know that room was there. And when you go in there, it's this tiny room. It probably fits, honestly, like 20 people. And in there, you can grab a cocktail. They do Christmas shots as well. They'll decorate it a little bit. And it's a really fun vibe if you want something intimate, like if you're on a date or if you're just with like a group of like 4 friends. And I'm pretty sure you can take the drinks out of there. So it's just like another bar area if you're at Cosmic Saltillo to check out.
Hell yeah. I also think like I know no one really goes to Rainy anymore, but a lot of them do like at least decorate for Christmas, especially Lucille's. They actually go all out like with decor. Hopefully more people will visit and they can stay open. But
Yeah, and I think I saw Half Step as well.
oh yeah.
Yeah, so right next to it. So that's 2 if you want to hit up like 2 bars.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
And I think those are the main ones. It's like the same every year. Mozart's Coffee, not a bar, but they do a holiday light show every year. It used to be free to just show up and watch it, but now you got to like buy a table online. Reservations go really fast, so if you haven't already, look into that. It's cute, especially if you have kids. You're going to hear me say that a lot over these next few things I say to do. Peppermint Parkway, for example, we mentioned that before. It's at the Circuit of the Americas. You drive through to see all the pretty lights. That's great. If you have kids, I went and that was just in my head the whole time. I'm like, this is fine. It would be better if I had kids to show this to. But
Do you remember last year if they had like a place to grab drinks? Did they do like spiked ciders or something? Because I remember them emailing me to come check it out. And I think they said they were going to do like a new little bar area that you can like park your car, hang out.
they do have an area that you can get out of your car and explore. Like it has like photo ops and a little bit of rides. And they have a bar and some hot cocoa.
Okay.
So I think that's where it would be. Obviously, you can't like get a drink and then go in your car and go in the thing. But yeah, and it was fine.
Okay.
Obviously, the Trail of Lights is a big one every year. I swear, every year they raise the price by like $2, and I notice, and I'm just like, when is this going to become insane? Because right now it's $10
Just
on a
drive
weekend.
through Zilker.
A walkthrough now.
Oh, walkthrough. Okay.
Yeah, during COVID, it was a drive-through,
Oh, okay.
but the OG way to do it was a walkthrough.
That's better, honestly, because you take your time and
100%. One time I went to promote it, and I was the only one there, and it was so
Nuh-uh.
it was eerie. Like I was walking past all the children's light displays, and it was just me, and I'm like, this is so weird. That was like
That's
2
funny.
years ago, but it's cute. Again, if you have kids, recommend. If you've never been ever, I think it's worth doing at least once. It's free on the weekdays. It's
Okay.
only $10 on like the Saturdays, I believe.
Because we've been to Zilker Park before with our dog, and we'll bring like a little blanket, just hang out, and you can still see all the lights from there, which is pretty cool. So it's kind of fun to like people watch and just hang at Zilker too during this time of year.
Like during Trail of Lights, you're able to do it?
Yeah, you can still like go on the Zilker Field.
Oh,
Yeah.
I guess you're right.
I think they just
it's
block off the other area.
Yeah, it's mainly just the road around Zilker Park that's blocked off, right? So that's an idea. I've mentioned this already, but the Harry Potter Forbidden Forest experience is brand new this year, and it's only going to be here this year. It's far east. It took me 40 minutes to get over there. Again, if you have kids who love Harry Potter, recommend it, but it is probably the priciest thing I'm going to mention on here. It's like 50 something bucks for an adult, 40 something for kids. A butterbeer was $18. And so just keep that in mind. But it was cool, and it actually is like an extension of the Warner Brothers like Harry Potter world and experience. So it's legit.
Speaking of which, did you go to Worst Fest?
No. I ended up like bailing last minute.
Because I was like, oh, I forgot about that.
I know. I was hoping you wouldn't remember. Because all my friends went, and I wasn't planning to drink this past weekend because I'm going to Orlando next weekend.
Oh.
And all I wanted was a turkey leg. And I looked at the Google Maps to see how far it would be to get there. And it was like over an hour. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to sit this one out.
Yeah, it's tough. It's totally fair.
So don't call me out like that. You can the Docks Drive-In Theater is having a bunch of holiday movies in December, so you can watch something there. The Paramount Theater also does this with a bunch of holiday movie classics. They do an Elf experience every year with Elf the movie, and they like make it interactive. I've done it once years ago. It was pretty fun.
I might do that.
Do you like that movie?
Yeah, I'm like a big
Elf.
Christmas fan. I love Christmas.
I mean, if you didn't, that would be a red flag.
But there is some people that are like, yeah, Christmas is okay. Like I grew up in a very like American household where like you wake up in the morning and run to the Christmas tree and you're shocked by all the presents. And like I know people are just raised differently. So sometimes I talk to somebody like Christmas is okay. I'm like, oh, they like hyped it
That
up
makes
in
me
my family.
sad.
I know.
Were you the type to peek at presents?
I would try.
Really?
Yeah, but like, they did it where like you thought Santa came at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
So then you come up and be like, where'd all these come from?
Exactly. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
I think that's another thing. I know we don't want kids, but that seems fun
Oh,
with kids.
That has to be the best.
Yeah, exactly. Also, we have ice skating now in Austin at the Four Seasons Hotel. It actually looks pretty dope. They have like fireside cabanas
No
and
way.
a legit ice skating rink. And you can get drinks there and whatnot. And the Long Center does it as well. I think it's cheaper at the Long Center. Maybe like $15 per person.
Oh, I might do that.
It's smaller, I think, but accessible, and parking is right next to it. It looks pretty cool. They have
Cool.
hot cocoa and food trucks parked on site, so that's an option. The Nutcracker is in town. Ballet Austin. Oh, this is something I did for the first time last year. Have you ever heard of 37th Street lights?
I don't think so.
So 37th Street is like just north of UT. It's like in the Hyde Park neighborhood. And this street, like literally in a neighborhood, just goes all out with lights. It's very old Austin.
Okay.
And kids and families just walk through it. They have like huge displays, but also like interactive displays that you can go to these houses or behind in their yards and see what they have. Like one house last year did like a Taylor Swift theme, and it was all things Taylor Swift. It's very unique and easy to get to, something fun to do for like, I don't know, 45 minutes.
That is cool.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, that's why I said I didn't think we were going to have like that many recommendations. But this is good. I think this will come out like a week or the beginning of December. So these are going to be all the bars to check out, some activities.
Yeah. There's also a bunch of like holiday markets around the city. Look up Vibe Artisan Markets. They have an Instagram. The Blue Genie, I think that's in North Austin, I believe. They have a lot of like quality gifts from small businesses that you can buy for Christmas. the Armadillo Bazaar. Don't know what that is, but it was on the list.
Amazing.
And then some people wanted to know if like there was anything open on Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I did a quick search, and it looks like we've got Dean's Italian Steakhouse, your favorite, is open on
Love them.
Thanksgiving.
Maybe I'll go there.
I know, I'm sure you'll be there. Are you in town every year on Thanksgiving?
On Thanksgiving, I am, and then I usually go back home for Christmas.
Does your family like not go all out for Thanksgiving?
They do, but it's like I don't go back home that often. Also, because like my brother's in college now, and then yeah, so it's just Christmas is like much of a bigger thing. So we can see Kelsey's family, my family. I got to see one of my old best friends from Jersey. So it's just an opportunity to do that then. But Thanksgiving, it's just not that crazy for us. So
Yeah, most friends who are from out of state don't go home for Thanksgiving. So
you ever see like the picture of the like I Am Legend with Will Smith walking down the empty city?
yeah,
It's kind of like that here in Austin, like during Thanksgiving, because like everybody goes home.
Interesting.
It's so I drove down like South Congress where there's no cars.
wow.
It's like wild.
It's funny because my friends from Austin say that when they come back to Austin for Thanksgiving, that it's the biggest night to go out is the night right before Thanksgiving.
So I heard that that's true, like in the U.S.
Yeah, it makes
But like
sense.
Austin doesn't feel that crazy. I remember it not being that busy.
I agree with that. To them, they see like everyone they went to high school with or
Okay,
something.
so that's probably what it is, going to like local bars or something.
Listen, I'm from San Antonio. You could not catch me going out to the bars in San Antonio anywhere around the holidays. Like that is my nightmare to run into people I vaguely knew in high school. And I got along with everybody in high school, but I don't know, just the vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
everyone stayed in San Antonio for the most part or settled down, had a family. And I didn't even go far, but
Yeah.
it's just bizarre.
I was like that when I lived in Jersey. I never wanted to go to local bars because I didn't want to see people from high school. But now that like I've been in Austin for many years, I feel like I'm older now, so I don't even bump it. It's rare to like bump into people, and I almost enjoy going to those bars for whatever reason, just because it's like a break from being here. Also, it's crazy here because like I do get recognized almost at every bar. So when I go there, it's like, oh, I'm not that person anymore. I'm just like another person sitting at the bar. So it's kind of like
I'm a
different-
nobody.
Yeah.
I get that. Also, places open is La Piscina, which they have the best fajitas, sizzling fajitas in Austin. I will say that with pride. It's so good. It's at the Austin Proper Hotel.
Okay.
Perry's Steakhouse. I've never been there.
I've only had the to-go special.
Oh, okay.
They used to do
pork chop?
Yeah, it was like a pork chop for $15 that came with like mashed potatoes.
Everyone tells me to go for that.
It's insane.
It sounds good. I would eat that.
Yeah.
But you have to go on like a Friday at lunchtime, so I just haven't had the
Yes.
time. Acre 41, Nido, which is the most beautiful rooftop view of the city skyline, in my opinion. Probably it's the best. They're open on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Yamas, which is a Greek restaurant, is open on both days. Caroline on Congress, open on both days. Nomad, which is on South First. Carve, American Grill. Have you been here yet? It's a steakhouse.
I don't think so. I know the name. I think because I've like looked at it a lot of times, but I've never been.
I've never been, but I have heard like amazing things about this place from foodies I trust their opinion.
Okay.
So I would love to try that someday. Group Therapy is also a rooftop restaurant. Lonesome Dove downtown, Three Forks downtown. If you're trying to go out on Thanksgiving and Christmas, it looks like downtown is your best bet. Like a lot of these are open.
Yeah.
Also Wu Chow and Ling.
That's a big
Ling
thing, like
restaurant.
the Asian restaurants, I know. I was surprised I saw Kelly's Irish Pub said last year they were open, so I'm assuming they're going to be open again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then the other one that I see like on every list every year is Black Sheep Lodge. They're like one of the bars that you
Oh.
can go have a drink. They're always open on like Thanksgiving and Christmas.
A lot of bars are open on Christmas Day, I realize. They just open a little bit later.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, 4 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They like to have like Christmas morning with their families and then back to work.
Yeah.
But they know that like there's community here that are seeking like, a place to go and where everybody knows your name.
Especially like, yeah.
Thank you.
Especially, like there is so many people here that aren't born and raised here, or their family aren't downtown Austin, so they don't want to just sit at home. They want to go stop out somewhere.
Yeah, I would be like that too. I have to go to see my mom though.
What about your boyfriend? Does he?
He'll be back in Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that is the majority of things to do, places to drink, what's open on Christmas and Thanksgiving. And that wraps it up for me.
Amazing. Yeah, I still think we probably broke an hour. I'm not sure.
We did.
We did.
Yeah, we did. So yay us.
When we started, we were like, these are going to be like 30-minute episodes, and then every time we break an hour.
I know. I just really wanted to talk about the Michelin and the Traveler's Lounge and the Matthew McConaughey of it all. So
There's going to be weeks, because we live in Austin, Texas, and so much happens, that we're probably going to be like, we don't even need a topic this week. We're just going to talk about what we did.
I know.
Like, this could have been that episode.
It could have, but y'all got Christmas Recs instead.
Yes.
So thank y'all again for listening to the podcast. We really appreciate y'all's feedback anywhere possible. It honestly also helps like us know that people are actually listening. That warms my heart every time. So follow us on the Austin Pod at TikTok or Instagram. We are now on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Yay us. And we will see you at the next one. And this comes out right before Thanksgiving. So
Yes.
have a good Thanksgiving.
See you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.